Hi, my name is Nathan Simmons. I'm with Colonial Life in Longview, and we're going to be setting you guys up with some supplemental benefits on the 15th of August. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if you know how supplemental benefits work, but basically, if something were to happen, we put money back in your pocket. Doesn't go to the doctor, doesn't go to the hospital. It goes directly to you, and you use the money how you need to. All right. Now, one thing I want to make sure that you guys do is make sure you all thank Charles and Rachel for allowing us to come out. To let you look at switching over from Aflac. We did a cost comparison for you guys, and they saw the savings that we were going to be able to provide for quite a few of you. And so make sure you thank them out because they didn't have to allow us to come out to see you all. So make sure you do that. All right. Now I know you all have your own health insurance, but that's precisely why we're coming out. Just last year, the leading cause of bankruptcies was due to medical bills. But what's crazy is of those people, 78% of them had health insurance, and which tells me one thing, that health insurance is not the end-all be-all that people think it is. Okay, well, that's why we're coming out, because health insurance is like a block of Swiss cheese. There's a ton of holes in it, and we're going to help you fill those holes. Now, let's say you have great health insurance, a $0 deductible, which we know doesn't exist anymore. I wish it did. But let's say you have that great health insurance and something happens to you. Okay, so you don't owe anything to the doctor or the hospital, but let's say whatever happened causes you to be at the house for 2.5 months. Would you agree that 82% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck? Absolutely. I'm one of them. Okay, so now that same person that's got great health insurance is now up a creek for their families because they're living paycheck to paycheck. Well, that's the first thing you're going to be able to look at, is how to protect your paycheck. All right, something that a lot of people don't realize that you can do or really even think about doing. Okay, to me, it's the biggest asset that we have is earning a paycheck. A lot of people think the biggest asset they have is your house, but in my eyes, you have to earn a paycheck to be able to pay for that house in the first place. Okay, now as Americans, we do a great job of over-insuring ourselves. And I've got insurance on my house, TV, cell phone, car. Feels like a lot of things. Okay, but to put it in perspective, is, should I insure my paycheck? We're required to have homeowners insurance, but the chance of something ever happening to your house is actually less than 1%. But the chances of you being out of work at some point in your working life, whether it's due to a pregnancy, due to an illness, or even due to an injury, is actually 1 in 3. And we're going to show you to where you can protect yourself at less than an hour's wage a week. Okay, I'll essentially ask you this question: if you have a toaster at your house that popped up $2,000 a month, would you insure the toaster? Well, we're going to show you how to do the same thing with a paycheck. Okay, just in case something happens, you can have money rolling in. Now, the next thing you're going to be able to look at is survivor benefits with life insurance. Okay, 61% of Americans say they don't have any life insurance at all, or the ones that I meet with that tell me they do have something, they tell me they don't feel like they have enough to sustain their family's lives for 2 or 3 months after passing, much less put somebody in the ground. Okay, now the main reason I hear why people don't have anything is because they don't know where to get it, which that blows my mind, because that feels like that's every other TV commercial. Okay, but that is part of the problem, because you don't really know where to begin, because there are so many carriers out there. But another part of that problem is, you might have a CEO at some company that wants $1 million life insurance policy. There's people lining up the door to go see that guy, compared to somebody that maybe just wants to look at $15,000, $20,000 of life insurance. That's where we come in, okay? Because there's not too many people that seek out those individuals. Now, one thing I want to make sure that you do, okay, granted, if you want to do something, great. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. But if you guys care about your family at all, look at protecting your paycheck with short-term disability if you don't already do so, and look at $15,000 to $20,000 of life insurance if you don't already have something in place to at least set aside for burial costs, because one of those two things is going to happen. Okay, now everything else is where the holes of health insurance come into play. I normally talk about cancer, heart attack, and stroke. Cancer means a lot to me because my wife's had a scare, and the minimum cost of cancer today is $25,000 to $30,000, and that's if you have great health insurance too. Because the way health insurance works with cancer is 2/3 of it is not covered by health insurance, which is really scary, because 1 in every 2 men are diagnosed and 1 in every 3 women are diagnosed. Which is part of the reason why I think health insurance doesn't pick up a whole lot of those costs, because it feels like people are getting it left and right. I would venture to say you probably all know somebody who either is currently going through that right now or who's been through it recently. Okay, now another thing with that situation is, my wife and I, we live in Longview, I love East Texas to death, but we weren't going to be going to Good Shepherd for medical treatment when she had her scare. I'd actually looked at going into down to MD Anderson in Houston. Okay, well, you're out of pocket the entire time. Travel, lodging, meals. Those are all things that health insurance does not pick up, but a cancer policy does. Okay, because you can go from a 2-income family to a no-income family in a heartbeat. Okay, so now as far as stroke and heart attack goes, that's going to be more of a family history related deal. But stroke's actually the leading cause of disability in America, and someone has a heart attack every 34 seconds in the United States. Okay, so those are very prevalent problems, and the average cost out of pocket for those can range anywhere from $20,000 to $34,000 after medical insurance has already provided what they would. Okay. Now, another thing I would recommend looking at, especially if you have kids that are still in school that play sports, is an accident policy. Okay, for one, it is one of the cheapest things that you can get, and it's probably the most used. Because when you think about going to a doctor or emergency room unexpectedly, it's normally due to an accident. So you'd be kind of surprised at how much you might use it. All right, but certainly look into it, especially if you have kids that are still playing sports. All right, now the last thing you'll be able to look at is we have a plan that's specifically designed to offset a medical deductible. Okay, if let's say your deductible is about $3,000, I know a lot of people don't have that sitting around waiting to use. Well, we've got a plan that's specifically designed to get you to your deductible if you need to in the event of an emergency. Okay, now we're going to be seeing you guys again on Monday, and one thing that, again, make sure you guys thank Charles and Rachel for allowing us to come out. You all are going to be able to look at a side-by-side cost comparison that we did for all of you, so you're going to be able to see is it advantageous for me to switch policies. All right, so but all of you are going to receive a free $5,000 AD&D policy. We're basically going to be giving you guys $5,000 of free life insurance, and you all are also going to receive a wellness card as well. You'll be able to use this card to save discounts on prescriptions and also additional discounts on dental and vision as well. All right, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact myself. My name's Nathan Simmons once again, or you can contact Wes Lawrence in our office. But if not, we're going to be passing out some packets of information out to you guys that have some sample rates in it to take home and discuss it with your families. But if you do have any questions, feel free to contact us. But again, make sure you thank Charles and Rachel for allowing us to come out, and then we will see you guys on Monday. Thank you.